Welcome to our series entitled The I Am Podcast, a podcast about innovation, business, and most importantly, people. In this series, we'll be talking to founders, executives, and various experts about their vision, challenges, best practices, and lessons learned throughout their journey. Let's get started. Hello and what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the I Am Podcast, powered by imobs.io. Today, I have with me, I'm very excited. He's going to show us a lot of things later. The co-founder and CEO at Arti AR, Avner Vilan. Hey, Avner.
Hey, Mariah.
How are you doing? How's Israel? Where are you located?
I'm actually at home right now. I live in a kibbutz, in Kibbutz Negba near Ashkelon. So that's where I'm at.
How's the weather in the Philippines? It's rainy, you know.
So I thought we're going to get some rain, but hasn't arrived yet. But looks like it's going to rain any minute. So let's see.
Oh, because I just talked with Eldad and he said, okay, we got the first rain. So the smell and everything. Okay.
Yeah.
I am very excited. So I know you mentioned a while ago, a couple of podcasts. I know people know you, but I would love to know you more, your story, your passion, and how did you get into entrepreneurship, Abner?
Wow. My background is working for the government for many, many years. So I just started as a military service and just ended up doing that for 21 years. So Artie's my first entrepreneurship in the real world, if you will. So basically, it's like kind of like my midlife crisis, trying to do something that I could talk to with my kids and play around with. So that's how I ended up doing augmented reality presentations.
Wow. Well, from the military to AR, how's that? I mean, how did you come about?
I have no actual explanation. I just wanted to do something that's completely different than what I've done so far, and something that would do no harm, if you will. So I didn't want to do any technology that would do any harm to the world. Hopefully something that could do make the world a little better. And the most important part is that it's going to be fun doing that, because startup is hard, entrepreneurship is hard, so you might as well have lots of fun along the way. That's how I ended up doing fun graphics.
Yes. Was it inspired by your kids, or could you take us back in time, like the first time you thought of, okay, I'm going to start building this AR company, this startup?
Yeah, the idea wasn't mine. The reason that I joined Arti is because of my co-founders. My co-founders are coming from this field. They have almost 30 years of experience doing broadcast graphics, augmented reality. They were doing crazy stuff with Red Bull Media and NBC and all these big names doing augmented reality for broadcast, they doing that for so many years understood how difficult it is to do AR for broadcast and said, well, if somebody could make an AR platform that's easy to use and available, we could change the way video is made. So that was a brief, and that's how we got started.
Wow.
We're just trying to build that.
Okay, what is wrong with the videos? Not what's wrong, but how is it impacting the current world? I mean, can you talk to us before AR and now that's AR?
It's actually quite simple. Now we're all on Zoom, Meet, Teams, whatever video conferencing platform you're using. We're on that all day. We're having dozens of meetings. And then, that moment in the meeting that somebody hits the share screen and then you really, really want to shut your camera down and then go to sleep or go make a sandwich or whatever. You know that moment, right? So that's hard. It's hard to get your message across when you're doing presentations. And when you're doing augmented reality presentations, you don't need to do that. So instead of alienating yourself from the graphics, from the story, it's actually right there next to you. You could present it, you could interact with it, you could create a much more engaging viewing experience. So I really believe that that's where the world is going. Just like I remember when I was in university, um, some of the professors still used actual slides, and now everybody's using PowerPoint today, right?
Yes.
So I really believe that people are going to use more and more augmented reality, virtual reality to get their messages across because it's a much more natural medium for us to comprehend.
Yes, I love that. Um, the technology, it's just amazing, right? Like how now you can turn things right and make things or get things right into your table and stuff. About storytelling, so you help people, right? Make storytelling more engaging and more effective. Um, how did you feel when you first used this product? I mean,
Oh,
talk to us about the experience.
that's the fun part of my job is that I use Artie to demo Artie all the time. I do it several times a day, and I love the look on on people's faces when they see, how fun it is, how engaging it is. So that's my immediate reward. I get an immediate reward several times a day when I showcase our product, showcase our capabilities, and get people's imagination going and what they can do with that. How could they transform their storytelling? We're actually giving them another tool, another medium to tell a story. It's just like people were using books, and then we just introduced cinema. So it's another way to unleash your imagination and tell much more engaging story, make your data come to life. Really depends on what you want to tell, but pretty much anything you could use AR to enhance it and tell it in a better way.
I'm just curious. Like, did you have this before? Like, let's rewind a little bit. Going back to the ideation or maybe product market fit phase. Did you have like a negative reaction versus now that it's like out and everyone's using it?
Yeah, so I think that even today, not a lot of people get it. I don't think we get a negative reaction. Everybody loves it, but I think our challenge is to prove that it's more than just a gimmick. And I think that was one of the hard things for a lot of AR projects, not just video, over the years, because um, you could technologically do a lot of things and put AR, in various places, but you need to convince people that it would actually be more than a gimmick, be something that would actually, in our case, enhance their storytelling and not just something that they'll do once or twice. It'd be cool, and then uh, go back to boring PowerPoint deck. So that still is our challenge, by the way. I mean, a lot of people just get it, but then some are still skeptical. They want to see it more. They want to get it to become more of the norm. But that's, I guess, just like any other technology adoption. You have the evangelists and the early adopters and the majority and then late majority. So we encounter the same thing.
Hmm. Yes, you said you enhance the experience and you, what, three times the engagement with this AR. How does this work?
So it's actually very easy to use. We have a web interface, something like PowerPoint or Canva, that you
Oh,
could just create your own slide deck, if you will, of augmented reality slides. It could be 3D models, it could be charts, could be graphs, could be virtual screens, pretty much anything that you want to make. And then you just tell your story as if you were showing a slide deck, but now instead of just showing slides, they would show AR elements with animation and effects right there on your desk. So the approach that we're taking, it's very different than I think most, if not all, other AR products. Is that our end users are not designers, so we are building a templated tool, just like I don't know if you're familiar with Canva, for example,
I
or
love
Wix.
Canva.
So just like Canva democratized design and Wix democratized website building, we want to do the same thing for augmented reality because there are really, really good augmented reality authoring and content creation tools, but they are um, too difficult to use for the common person. You need to be a designer or at least a 3D enthusiast to use it. And we're taking a different approach. This is something that um, anybody could use. So we're really really focusing on making this accessible to pretty much anyone.
Mm,
So we could actually democratize the use of AR and get that going in
wow.
many different domains.
I love that. Democratizing AR. Because to people like us, we're not designers or we don't know anything about 3D. We can easily bring things to life. So I wonder, what are your challenges? You said it's for anyone to use. Like, but did you encounter like skills gap or cost technology challenge?
So we have two types of challenges. The first is the workflow challenge. Workflow in the general sense, right? Not just on the technical level to make sure that you could actually connect it to your workflow,
Mm-hmm.
but also in the sense that for AR to work, for example, you need to have an AR friendly setup. For example, my frame right now, even if I could put like 3D elements here, it wouldn't really make sense in the physical frame because the difference between AR and just a regular video conferencing is that the graphics actually have to take a physical place in your frame. So it's as simple as moving your camera a little bit away and having like a desk that you could put the objects to, or at least like a physical space next to you that you could put the AR elements in. Um, um, there, so even that workflow challenge, some people get it, some people find it a bit
Scary.
hard, just scary, yeah, or they're used to doing video conferencing from their bedroom with a blur background so people don't see the mess behind them, or they have like the small corner where they do so that wouldn't really work for AR. You do need a little bit of physical space to show the graphics. So that's one aspect, and then the other aspect is that you have the imagination barrier,
Wow.
if you will, because taking a regular deck and doing it in AR, it's just like taking a book and transferring it to a movie. It's not just taking the same elements and just showing them in AR. You could do that, but it's not making the most out of the medium. You need to think about how do you express your ideas using augmented reality. So what 3D elements do you want to use in order to get your point across?
Yeah.
I mean, how would you visualize data in a way that it's more effective? Even in terms of like the real estate in the screen, you don't have as much space as you have in a regular full screen of a share screen. So you need to be more concise and precise in the data that you're showing. It makes you, it's actually makes your job a little bit harder in thinking of exactly how do you want to get your point across. But when it works, it's magic. You get the reaction, you get these statistics that AR presentations are 3 times more engaging, 70% more memorable. But it's not something that you hit 3 buttons and then all of a sudden you got an AR presentation. You have to think about how do you want to get your story across with AR, just like you would when you were preparing your regular deck, right? But you have to understand the medium.
Yes.
So it's actually it's a fascinating journey to see how people think, and then the best parts of my job is when we introduce the tool to people, the platform, and then they do something that we haven't even thought about. So,
Like? Like?
for example, we had a team in a big corporation that they want to do like a demo. So they wanted to show their story about a character. They called him Francois, for example. He was French, and he had this problem. So they had like a 3D model of a person, tackling all the challenges that they had. It was in the IT realm. And then they did something very, very clever. They put a small box in the on the table, physical box, and then they said to the character, Francois, would you like to sit down? And then just the 3D animated character just sat down on the box as if it was a bench. That was amazing. We didn't think about it, and that was the little things that actually make you emotionally connect to the story of Francois and his his problems and his challenges. So we talk about storytelling. All storytelling is basically the same. You have the protagonist. He's our hero. Then the hero encounters a challenge or a crisis, and then our hero overcomes the crisis, and then you get to the end and the moral of the story. So all stories are the same. So if you get that and you know how to use AR to get that message across, then you are guaranteed your audience to remember your story and do whatever you want them to do, whether it's to buy your product, to learn better what you're trying to tell, or if you're advocating, then you'll get your message. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, it works a lot better when you're using your AR props, if you will, to support that.
Yeah, I love that. Like you said, compelling stories, make memorable experience. You can really connect with your customers by telling good stories. Like, so if you have a hero in your story, who would that be?
Sorry?
If there's a hero, you said in every story there's a hero or the protagonist. So in your startup story or in your startup journey, who could be the hero in that story?
So, I mean, we can take this question into so many levels. I mean, there is like the hero could be, the team of the of entrepreneurs. It could be the company. We're a small startup trying to change the world that people are telling their stories. It could be our users, our audience, our community. That are people who are struggling to get their message. I mean, video is so abundant, and our attention span is so small today that it's pretty much anybody's problem. That you are going on video. Even what I'm doing right now, I'm trying to get my message across. I don't know if it's working because I'm not doing any any tricks here. Just me speaking in front of the camera. We may do a little trick later. I think that it's a challenge that all of us relate to. So I think that a good story is that you see yourself in the hero. So if I see myself in that person who is struggling to get their message across, because everybody's so tired and are Zoom fatigued, and especially when you go to a large audience, you see that the camera is shutting off, tuck, 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 one by one. That's frustrating. That's frustrating. If we could help people overcome that challenge and make people think, make people have better communications with each other, in a sense, it's more natural. In the last 50 years or so, it was a short time in evolution that we've moved from 3D space into 2D space, looking at screens. But that's, when you think about it, it's unnatural because our entire brain is wired to think in 3D space. So we hope to end that period, or at least limit it, and unleash the power of augmented reality, 3D, immersive technologies that will be, at the end of the day, more natural to us. I just read somewhere that even though people are afraid that AR and VR and metaverse will get us actually more detached from reality, because people, I see myself, I see my kids, I see my friends, everybody's on their screen all day.
Yes.
And people are detached, but in a sense, there is something much more natural in a way that you communicate when you are in 3D space. So I think that some of these abilities, those interpersonal communication abilities, would actually be better off when we are using immersive technologies.
Love it. So, yes, you said we are hardwired for stories. Like, yes, we easily remember, visual people. They love seeing things. And you help people create effective stories, right? If they want to reach their customers. So, do you have any like customer story testimonial, like because of your company, I was able to do this and do that?
So we have a few examples that you see that people tell us, hey, this has changed the way that people are viewing us. Whether it's our journey wasn't a straight line. We didn't start with just augmented reality presentations. We started in broadcast, so we were selling to big productions like CBS Sports and large networks all over the world. And we were CBS Sports were using us from doing augmented reality from a moving car in front of 2 million viewers. And SRX Racing, we were even nominated for an Emmy for that. But then we started seeing more and more businesses coming to us and wanted to use our technology to give that presentation even in a more personal environment. So we've had dozens of people saying, hey, this was very, very different than anything else. I'm definitely going to remember it. Just an example, we just recently,
Yes.
a big corporate, there was one senior leader that she wanted to do something different than all the other presentations there. And then she decided to use our technology instead of doing a deck on stage. She actually did an AR with the big screens, and she was showing her something that usually is boring, like an org chart. But she did it with animation and augmented reality. And then the person coming on stage next to her is like, oh, I have to go up after that. So you get that people are going to remember her presentation because it was different. It was innovative. It was inspiring, if you will. And that's where the world is going. So we're just in the beginning of our journey in that sense.
Just in the beginning of the journey. Okay, so right now, where are you right now in the phase of your startup, and what is the road ahead? What are you doubling down? Maybe next year?
Sorry?
What are you doubling down? Or where are you putting more efforts on next year?
Okay, so we are a product company. So our focus is still is on product engineering design. By the way, we're adding more and more content to our platform because we understand that there is effort that we will need to put in providing our users, our customers, better designs until we are building our community. So our goal is to build a community of designers and users who will add their designs into our platform. It's not just us creating all the designs, but build a community of Arti enthusiasts and designers who could create content and start spreading the word and creating that movement of using augmented reality presentations. So a lot of work on the platform and design, and then sales, marketing, a little bit of that. But I'm confident since that we are a very visual product, and we see the effect that once you see an Arti presentation, your next question is, how do I do that too? So I really believe that once we hit that tipping point, if you will, of enough usage, then we will be inbound led, and people would come to us, and then the longer term approach is to become a fully PLG product that people would be able to get the sense of the product on their own, and then easily use the product to grow the company. So
Well, yes, it's really like democratizing AR, right? Like you're getting people to your platform and contributing their design so you
yeah,
can grow the company.
yeah. So, but just sorry to maybe make my point more concise. For the next year, our focus is on our customers and make sure that we have um, I would say first batch, but the early adopters of the technology are happy. They're using us. They're pushing us forward. They're giving us feedback that we could build a better platform that would serve everybody. So um, focus on our users, and then having the product engineering and design teams to support that.
And yeah, speaking of your the early adopters who are using this product right now.
So we have a variety of different types of people who are using us. We have executive presentations. We have C-level executives who want to make their presentations more engaging, more interesting. We have people using us for training. We have people using us for marketing. So we have a few using us for HR, actually. So we have a recruitment company want to show candidates the different companies that they are recruiting for. They're doing everything remotely, so it's much more engaging. Another market that the good candidates are being approached all day by different companies, even in today's market. So they're doing that in a more engaging way, getting them to be interested. So
A lot.
that's actually one of the challenges that we have, because we need to see how we are building a product that is wide enough on one hand, that's a platform that could be used in more than one way, that we're not too niche, but on the other hand, we can't go too wide. Everybody's using PowerPoint or Keynote or Google Slides. We can't replace them all at once. These are, I think PowerPoint is close to 40 now. It was like in the 80s. These are great platforms that were built for years and years. We can't replace them all in a second. We need to find the right use cases that will start, and then we will just expand and eventually be the standard. That's our that's our goal. But
Yes. Okay, so speaking of augmented reality, what do you think is the best use? I mean, it could be not in your like path or route, but when you think of augmented reality with the world, what could be the greatest use of AR?
if I were to ask you in 2006, what would be the best use of a mobile phone? What would you answer? Probably you
Connect.
wouldn't be able to. It's going to be a hard question to answer in 2006. iPhone came, and I specifically say 2006 because iPhone came out in 2007, and then a few years later, our entire lives changed. I think that AR has the potential to do just that. It's since the invention of the smartphone. I think that's the most significant technological invention that's gonna be. I'm talking specifically AR, not VR. And I know that Apple is working on augmented reality glasses. That's what everybody's talking about. So I think that Apple is a market leader in pretty much anything that they do. Once they release their AR glasses, I think that that's going to be our 2007 year of immersive technologies, and then we will see more and more uses, applications all around us. So it could be in our communication, in our navigation, in our learning, in our you know day-to-day activities. You go to the supermarket, you see the prices, you're trying to cook a recipe, then you would see the ingredients. Entertainment is going to be different. So a lot of things are going to be different. It's not that it's going to completely change everything that we have so far, but it will just add another layer that's going to be very, very dominant in our lives.
Wow. If people would like to have a demo, or would you like to do a demo now, or show something,
Yes,
or
yes,
try out something?
yes, I'd love to. We need to stop the recording for a second because I need to try to figure out how to make my camera work here.
Oh no. Okay.
All right, so I will do a little bit of a show and tell. I was talking about augmented reality, and I will talk about augmented reality, but I think it's one of those things that it's better just to see. You see, we're all about storytelling. Our ancestors used to sit next to the fire and tell stories about how they killed the mammoth, or whatever, how they went. And then over the years, technology's changed. We've moved from film to TV, and now everybody's on YouTube or Zoom or Meet or Teams or podcasts. But the basic human need to tell a compelling story hasn't changed, and that's what we're doing. Because essentially, we're all broadcasters. Even what I'm doing right now, I'm broadcasting. And what all broadcasters have in common is that we all want to tell a story that stands out. We've seen so many videos all day long that you need something that would grab your attention and make your message more memorable. And augmented reality presentations have proven to be 3 times more engaging than non-AR presentations. So I think that after you see this, you're going to remember the fire. You're going to remember the spinning TV and film and laptop, because that's how our mind is wired. We're wired to look at visual effects. So I think this is how we use augmented reality to make a much more engaging content. And Mariah, if you want, we could even create some content together. If you want, we could try to do
How
something.
can we do that?
Do you want to? So, what topic should we do?
Storytelling.
It's
What? I don't know. Podcasting.
storytelling. So, I would look at online. I am podcast logo. Do you have a logo?
Yep. We have a logo there.
Let's see.
You got it?
Right.
Ah.
Got it. All right. So now, let's create. Let's create a new slide.
There's the flag.
Let's see how that works. Here's the Arti flag, and
Party flag.
what do you know?
Oh, wow. The I Am podcast.
There is the I Am podcast flag right next to me.
Yes. Woohoo.
So I'm so happy for the opportunity to showcase our product here. What I just did here, and this is when I mentioned that we're building a platform that is so simple to use. We built this flag, right? We have this flag. You see the waving, the waving of the flag right here. And what all I need to do as an end user is just to upload an image. In this case, your logo that you sent me, that would be as a texture inside the flag. So I don't need to know anything about a 3D about 3D. I don't need to know anything about flag modeling and how to make it wave in the wind. And all you see that this shadow and a reflection here. All I need to do is drag and drop the image that you just emailed me, and it's inside this 3D screen. In this case, this flag over here. So let's do something.
It disappeared.
All right, let's see if this would work. Now I'm playing around. All right, let's see. If it doesn't work, we're not going to air it.
Okay. Let's see.
Let's see. All right. I'm going to do now something.
Oh, there
we
we
are.
are.
Right now. Recording this podcast now. I'm doing actually a screen share. You could also do screen share and show whatever you want to show. So it's instead of a boring screen share, there you are inside of my
Computer.
my 3D laptop here. Let's rotate a little bit so
Wow.
it
So
makes
you
more
can
sense.
tilt it around. Okay, now I'm facing you. Double
Yeah,
facing you.
yeah, yeah. We could. It's it's more engaging than just regular boring boxes one next to each other. So
Yes, really engaging, very interactive. I can see myself, I can see you double. Wow.
yeah. All right. Let's one last thing. One last thing. One last thing I want to
Uh-huh.
show you. Um, I know that you are right now in the
I am
Philippines, right? And where are your viewers from?
viewers. Well, most of the
Or
viewers,
yeah,
yes,
listeners.
listeners in Israel, Philippines, US, and Australia. That's the top four. There they are.
So there they are, all across the globe. Your viewers and listeners of the I Am
Say
podcast,
hello.
and then we can just say hi to
Hi to
everybody.
everybody.
Uh, so wherever you are listening to us, hopefully you could use the power of AR to make your messages come across better.
Love it.
So yeah, in this case, this is just a 3D object that we downloaded a model of the Earth, and we just put flags in different countries. Um, One of our 3D artists did this. Um, so this is how you're going to be telling your stories in the future.
Perfect. Okay, so to those who would like to make their stories more compelling, right? More effective, 3 times the engagement, how can they connect with you, Avner?
Yeah. It's actually interesting because you see that BBC field reporters are using their iPhones to broadcast, and then you have people who are doing their business presentations or YouTubers who are actually building their small studios at home. So the fact that everybody's a broadcaster, it's not just it's just not just an analogy. The lines are blurry, and the technology makes it. Um, Makes the world flat in the sense that best content wins. So that's what we're trying to do. So you could either reach out to us on our website, arti.ar, or you could reach out to me on LinkedIn. My name, I'm unique. I'm the only one that I know. Avner Vilan. So reach out to me on LinkedIn or to our company on LinkedIn.
If
So
you can complete the sentence, I am Avner, your blank founder. How would you complete that? What type of founder are you, or what do you want to be known for?
I'm not doing this to be known. I'm doing this to have fun. Startup is hard. I mean, this is not what defines me, if you will. I have a family, I have a life, I have hobbies, but this is a major part of my day, and I want to have fun along the way. Startup is a lot about skills, but there's also a big element of luck, being at the right place at the right time with the right product. So a lot of things is not up to us. So we could just do our best and have fun. So
Just have fun,
what type
founder.
of founder? I don't know. It's hard to
Yeah.
find one word. Yeah, well,
Work
work
hard
hard
and
and
have
have fun,
fun.
I guess.
Thank you very much, Avner, and all the best to Arti AR.
Thank you, Mariah. It was a really fun experience talking to you. So
This podcast is powered by imops.io. Optimize your cloud infrastructure and CI/CD process with imops.io dedicated DevOps team. Check out www.imops.io and get a DevOps team now. Make sure to check out www.imops.io if you want to know more about us. Subscribe to our podcast so you can get notified every time we post a new video. Thank you, and you have a great day.